In this video, we are going to add this CSS hover effect to this HTML button. Before we get into it, make sure you are subscribed so you do not miss any upload tutorial, and let's get right into it. In the VS Code workspace, all we need is an HTML document and a CSS file, and we are good to go. Now in the HTML document, press the exclamation sign and press tab to generate this boilerplate. And in the title, we change the title of the document to Neon Hover Effect. And when you refresh our web page, it appears over here. Then we add a link to the CSS file, style.css. Now in the body of the HTML document, the only thing we are going to do is to add a button element and an inner text of subscribe. And when you refresh, it appears over here. Now in the CSS file, the first thing we'll do is to select all elements and remove the default margin, the default padding, and set the box sizing property to border box. Next, we style the body. So we give the body a minimum height of 100 VH. And then we want to centrally place this button here. So set the display of the body to flex, the justify content to center, and the align items property also to center. And this is what we have. Now we'll change the background color of the body to black. Next, we style the button itself. So first, the font family of the text inside the button, we set it to sans serif. And then we increase the font size to 2.5 EM. And set the font width to bold, to bolden the text. And this is what we have. Next, we add a padding of 20 pixels for the top and bottom, and 30 for the left and right. Then we change the color of the text to this neon green color. And then also we add a border of 5 pixels solid and the same neon green color. Then we set the background color to transparent. So the background will take the same background as the body. Now when you hover over it, we set the cursor to pointer, as we can see over here. And this is the initial style or design of the button. Next, we want to add the neon hover effect. So with my button, we add a pseudo element of before to it. So we want to add some element before the button itself. So the content of the element should be empty, and set the position of that element to absolute. And this will take it out of the normal flow of the document. And we want to attach it to the button. So come into the button declaration block and set the position of the button to relative, so that the before pseudo element, any element here will be attached to the button and it will be taken out of the normal flow of the document. Now the background color of the element should be the same color here, the neon green color. And the width, set it to 100% and the height also to 100% so we can see it. So this is what we have. Now let's position it well. So the top positioning should be 0 and the left should be negative 25 pixels. So this is what we have initially. Now let's slant the box a bit. So with the transform property, we skew it in the X direction by 30 degrees. And we see now it is slanted. Now we want this pseudo element to be behind the text. So set the Z index to -1. And then when you hover over the button with the hover pseudo class, we want to set the color of the text to black so we can see it. And this is what we have. Now, initially, we want the width of the pseudo element to be 0. So we want it to be invisible. And now when you hover over the button, then we target the before pseudo element. And then we set the width now to 100%. So this is what we have. And then we want to remove any overflowing elements or any part of this element that is not inside the button. So we'll go into the button declaration field and set the overflow property to hidden, as we can see. So only the element inside this button appears. And we can add a transition of 0.4 seconds ease to the button. So we can have a smooth transition for the text color when it changes to black. And then in the before pseudo element declaration field, we also add a transition of 0.5 seconds easing out. So we can also have a smooth transition for the hover effect. So yeah, that's how to add a neon hover effect in CSS to an HTML button. I hope this video helped you out. And if it did, make sure to hit the subscribe button and leave a like on this video if it helps you out. I'll see you in the next tutorial.